Hello and welcome to this conversation. I am Ashiss Kumar Dash, Segment Head for Services, Utilities, Resources and Energy sectors at Infosys. As an anchor, I'll be bringing to you insightful discussions with various clients and thought leaders across all these industry sectors. Now, I know services, utilities, resources, and energy sound like a very diverse set of industries, but the interesting part is that the enterprises across all these industries are at various stages of digital transformation. Depending on their size, growth strategy, and a host of other factors, they display a differing appetite for innovation and growth strategy. Chatting with the esteemed business leaders about their perspectives, concerns, and vision of their organizations has been very enriching for me. Today, I'm pleased to chat with our client executive from Vale. Vale, as many of you would know, is a large Brazilian mining firm and the world's largest producer of iron ore. Some of the extraordinary things being done at Vale include a completely truckless systems that translates to about 30 kilometers of interconnected conveyor belts. They reduce their water consumption by an impressive 93%, thus eliminating the need for tailing dams. They consistently adopt cutting edge automation and control systems, and they frequently use next gen drone technologies to carry out aerial surveys of their mines, plants, other ore piles, and so on. What an impressive adoption of technology. To speak more about this and many other things, I'm pleased to welcome Gustavo Vieira, Global CIO of Vale. Gustavo, welcome to this fireside chat.
Thank you, Dash. Thanks for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks for joining us in this chat. So, to get started, the recent pandemic has set off a rush towards technology adoption. Companies across the sectors are looking at large scale digital transformation that allows them to continue operations seamlessly should a crisis of this nature occur again in future. Many are realizing the tremendous potential and scale of technologies like cloud, mobile, IoT, AI, blockchain, and so on. Gustavo, to start with, in your opinion, what are the major technology transformations currently underway in the mining sector? Where are the mining leaders like yourselves investing today?
Thanks for the question. I believe the mining industry now it's in an interesting moment where we want to use technology really to bring value and also reduce the risks of our operations. So we are with a huge focus in technology for safety, to increase safety maturity on our operations, for sustainability, for social progress, and for sure, at the end, we want to achieve productivity levels in our industry using technology on those specific areas.
Sure, sure. Absolutely. I think safety is a critical part of your business. And um, one of the things I wanted to understand is how do you see innovation playing a role in your future strategies? Right? What are some of the innovative areas that Vale is exploring with your leadership?
We believe at Vale that the next level of efficiency will be done through innovation. It's we already went through several initiatives of engineering, restructuring process, and so on. But now, what the mining industry needs is really think different, looking for solutions out of the box, and bringing innovations with fast results and a different mindset about how to use technology in order to bring value for the organization. So we are investing a lot, not just to implement technology, but also to use innovation as a one important lever of our cultural transformation. We want we want we want that not just the technology department innovated, but everyone needed to have innovation on their blood, also to look for more efficiency on their process. So we are talking about innovations in HR, procurement, financing, and for sure on the operations as well. So this year we are planning also to training the executives also in new methodologies and on the innovation process. Also to bring also not just the staff but also the board of the company to this kind transformation. So it's really will be the first year that innovation and digital is part of the long-term strategy of the company as a whole.
Wonderful. I think what is very impressive in what you just said is innovation is to be done by everybody, and there's a cultural change that you're driving, where all employees focus on bringing value through innovation. I talked about a few that we know of, like using drone technologies. You're also a very sustainable business in that sense. Can you talk about some of the benefits you have achieved through your adoption of digital technologies and driving innovation?
Yeah, for sure. We start a digital transformation program in 2017. So it was, and we established our first innovation area in 2015. So we are discussing about innovation for a long time, and the company as a whole already have lots of lines of research that in the past brought to Vale different ways to provide service and to do business. But recently, what we saw using new technology like artificial intelligence and blockchain, really some tipping points that we could see the value of those new technologies and innovation on the day-by-day process. So we are talking about how can we take better decisions using the data? How can we rely on AI really to take decisions? How can we automatize really our process and the manual activities using technology? How can we remove people from our operations, reducing the risks on our workforce? And some examples that we had on those fronts is really I can share really some AI results that we got. For one real and concrete example that we have is that is looking for our trucks maintenance. So in the past, our truck maintenance was done like we do in our cars. After some kilometers or some period of time, we stop, go to the shop,
Yeah.
and change several components. Nowadays, we are using AI to identify which components that we needed to change, and instead to change everything that was planned like that. So it's really was a game change, where we increased 25% of the life cycle of some components, reduce fuel consumption, and also keep productivity of our operations in a level that we can also start to implement those kind of solutions globally.
Very insightful, Gustavo. Especially using AI to predict things and set up a pattern
Yeah,
and increase operational efficiency. Also, I think enhance safety and security. Right. I
exactly.
know that in your sector, compliance and sustainability are two other big areas of focus for you. Any thoughts on how technology is helping you in those areas as well?
Yes, specifically for safety, we are discussing about anomaly detection. We wanted to use our IoT platform and sensoring that we have in our plants, really to capture the data and detect when some specific component will break or start to have problems. So we are really with a huge program, really to implement solutions like that, really to identify proactively when we have a problem or when we have a risk of accident in our operations. We also want to remove people from the field. So removing in a good sense, really removing risks from our workforce, doing more activities remotely, using also sensory robots and things like that. So we also believe that we can remove lots of people from the field and increasing our safety maturity as well, and also using technology to implement and do services remotely. Nowadays, during the pandemic period, we saw that we can work remotely, we can do several activities remotely, and in technology it's important enable of this kind of benefits for the organization.
Wonderful. I think some of the things that you talked about are not only pioneering efforts within the mining sector, but other sectors, other industries could also learn from you in the way you have deployed these technologies. Coming back to your last point on the new normal, we're a leader of a large mining firm in the global company. How do you see your role in going forward in the new normal?
We are really using this moment as a moment that we can break lots of paradigms on the organization. And in the beginning, or in the past, before the pandemic, we saw that some leaders didn't believe that their functions could be done remotely, and nowadays they are providing services. We moved in March from, for example, 600 VPN connections to 50,000 people work from home. So it was a huge change that started in March, and we saw that all of the activities could be done remotely, and this also broke several paradigms or resistance that we have on the leadership. And nowadays I see that one aspect that the leadership really believes is really to think different, not just be resistance in some new ideas, but also test some new ideas, try to reinforce the empowerment of the workforce as well, because as everybody is, or the majority of the employees are work from home, nowadays we need to rely on them, not just to we don't need anymore to see if the people are work or not. So we can use technology also to help on that, and also practice the empowerment of the workforce as well. So those are some new characteristics that the leadership need to have. So empowerment, so total transparency and open dialogue with the employees, talk more with the employees as well, also to identify if they are doing well, if they need some support, or if we needed to provide some resources really to for the workforce. So the in the same way that we are everybody physically far, I can say that we are digitally closer. So it's
Mhm.
we are discussing more with the group, and we are really seeing a huge opportunity to review some standards that the traditional business have. Like for example, we had in Rio de Janeiro one building with 15 floors with 2,000 people working there. So nowadays, what we are planning to have is that we don't need anymore a big building, a big symbol like that. But we can also helping the employees. We can have a different locations, more close to some neighborhoods in some cities, that the people can go there and do some activities that they needed to do inside the office, and doing the majority of the activities from home, and respecting our operations. So we are keeping on the operations just the employees that really needed to be there to provide the services and productions that we need. So keeping the majority of people working remotely, it's really bringing lots of good signals that we can have several benefits doing that.
Wonderful. Sounds like you've been very successful in driving this change in the new normal and setting the standards for working with remote employees. And I think one point you made, which kind of made me think, is that um, suddenly the trust level between the organization and employee has increased, and the talent pool available today when people can work from anywhere has expanded, right? And access to talent is a lot more today than it was before this pandemic. I deal with education, utilities, energy clients. I also deal with a lot of travel and hospitality industries leaders. One of the things I'm noticing is that because of this pandemic, they are realigning their focus on customers and how do they want to deal with their customers post the pandemic situation is over. How do you see the mining industry adapting to that, realigning with the demands of your customers? Any specific areas that you would like to talk about there?
And it's a good question, because Also, we are really discussing a lot about that. How can we be close to our clients? How can we develop new solutions, products, or also innovations with the clients? How can we listen more the difficulties or the benefits on the relationship that we have, and we create some groups of people from different areas that are really having specific sessions with each client to discuss about that. Nowadays, we start to do this physically, moving there, but because the pandemic, we start to do this virtually. And I can say to you that one example that nowadays we are developing an app and we are doing a pilot together with some clients that they can start the production order there from the clients. They can also request us some productions and things like that. So it was a kind of a product that came doing this kind of discussion. So very transparency on the relationship between us and our client, developing an app together, so identifying how they can play on that, how can they can request more services or more production, and how can we really send back informations about their request to all of this done digitally. Another example that we are exploring, and we already had a pilot again. One of our clients is a blockchain solution. So a blockchain between Vale banks and the two specific clients that are where we can have a lower number of days on the payments, debt notes, credit notes, all of this being exchanged using a blockchain network that we are discussing with them. So this also opens for us the first sales paperless that we had was some months ago, and we are also using this pilot to explore new capabilities with these clients that we pilot, and also with others as well.
Wonderful. So these are industry-leading efforts. Do you see blockchain being adopted in a large scale in the mining sector?
I see a huge opportunity really to use more blockchain, not just between the companies and the clients, but also internally as well with some suppliers and another solutions as well. So one example that we already implement a pilot internally was with legal department. Oh. So where we have the entities from the government, Vale and some agencies in the middle exchanging information about the legal process. So doing that, we reduce a lot the number of time to analyze all process, to release payments, to release guarantees that we have in the bank for the process. So all of these also bringing lots of benefits. Another solution that we explore is between our fuel suppliers. So we Vale is one of the biggest consumer of fuel in Brazil, and we have lots of difficulties to identifying how many liters we receive, how many liters we need to pay, how many was consumed, also to release the payments. And we are also using blockchain to facilitate the controls and also make our lives and the suppliers easier in terms of control everything that is being exchanged between the companies. This is another example. So I see blockchain really with a huge potential to add value for the organizations, and mining is not different.
Wonderful. Those are extraordinary examples of navigating your next. Any parting thoughts, Gustavo? Given all the changes that are going on in the world and the new way of working and the interactions, any parting thoughts? Anything you would like to share?
What we are seeing is that we are in a moment where technology can really having a breakthrough on the organizations. We are really exploring several ideas on that. Digital inclusion, it's something that we are seeing as a mandatory nowadays, and also explore opportunities to develop more innovation together with the communities that we are working closer together with our clients. So we are seeing a world demanding more collaboration and less just doing by yourself and really develop it together. So we are
Mhm.
really investing a lot to build new capabilities with our clients and mainly with the communities. We want to live on the community that we work together. After the mining, we want to leave there a good legacy in terms of a development on the communities. So this is one area that we are also investing a lot. And again, technology need to be very close. Is a kind of mandatory to have technology to bring education, to bring innovation, and also to add value for not just for the company but for the stakeholders that we are together.
Wonderful. I think putting technology on the forefront and driving an ecosystem-based collaboration, right? Bringing all the partners, local
Yeah.
communities, all your suppliers, everybody together, certainly is the way to go in the future. So, Gustavo, thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for taking the time and speaking to me. Look forward to speaking to you very soon again.
Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure again. It's a pleasure to be here together with you guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you.